Hi all, it's Maureen here, Stitch Mac, and I'm back to talk about all the stuff I was doing in September. If you're new here, hi. This is a channel all about cross stitching. If you don't like that, well, you should. Um, so, and if you're returning, hi, all that chat. Right, so I think at the end of August, I think I maybe sort of said what the plan was for September, and yeah, none of that. I don't think any of that really happened. Do you expect anything less? I certainly don't. Um, so I'll show you what I've done, what I actually did in September, not what I was planning to do. So first up, I had a finish. So I'm going to show you this because it's a teeny little finish, but it's a little finish that's been kicking around for a while. So this is what's called my chevron biscornu. And oh my god, it's been kicking around in my it's just been kicking around in the back of the car for months, and just I kept doing little bits. So it's just white linen 28 count, and it's kind of variegated pinks, yeah, pink colors and some purples that I just used up. Yeah, and I just made it up into a little biscornu. Ooh, look at that, dodgy little bit of stitch in there. Yeah, and it just sits in my little bowl of biscornus. I'm so glad to get that finished. It has been hanging about for years, and it's just one of those things. I always had it in the car, so it was handy if I've got time to kill. And then the other week I was just like, God's sake, just get the thing finished. So I did. So the other, that's only finished. It was a little finish. Um, then at the beginning of September, so to put it in context, I'm in floss in this group Floss and Space. That it's a stitching game as part, but in amongst that, every month, well, no, most weekends they'll do like a weekend event. It'll either be a theme or a color or a design or something like that. So the first 2 weeks in September happened to come out. I think the first weekend in September, it was autumn. So I was like, oh wow. Um, I need to do it. I'd still had some outstanding Whipco pieces, and one of them was my labyrinthine autumn. So I thought, I'm gonna work on it. So I did. My goal. Oh, you can't see. So I'll just show you that. Can wait because this is labyrinthine. These are heaven and earth. They are story keeps labyrinthine spring, summer, winter, autumn by somebody. Stephanie, maybe Stephanie. I don't know. I'll try and put a little picture up here. But this is autumn I was working on. My goal this year was to get them all to 10,000 stitches. I think I've done spring and summer. I'm like 700 stitches away. So I'm keep that's why this is still out and it's creasing up because I'm gonna keep it out and try and get up to 10,000. And then I think it's just winter that needs to come up to 10,000. But yeah, I'm just doing it on one big bit. But they're really nice. I really do like them. There's a little tree. So yeah, so I did a few hundred stitches on that. And then the following weekend, I think it might have been the following weekend. Um, yeah, I think it would have been the following weekend because I ended up working at it. Working, oh, I don't know, just it was one of the weekends in September. And it was to work on designs by Artisy, company Artisy, their pieces. So I have again another whip goal piece that was in my whip goal, which is Gina. I'll put a picture here. This is a Sarah Moon. Never remember what that one is, but this is Gina. So my goal had been to get to 30%, and I think it was like something like 26%. And I freaking love this. See, when I was worried about doing over, like, this is a 28 count over two. Yeah. And I worried, I'm like, what's going to look like? But see, when you look back, it is just looking, I think it looks really good. So I took this up, sorry, it's just on some sparkly random fabric. I took this with me to we had a stitching day, the Scottish stitching retreat. We had a stitching day at Castle Cary on one of the Sundays in September. So I took this with me. So I got to my 30%. She now has a chin. She now has hair and a chin. She didn't have a chin before. She now has a chin. So yeah, so that was, I'm very pleased. I got a Whip Gold goal done as well. So I got two Whip Gold goals done. Check me out because I finished my chevron was on it. Other than that, I can honestly put my hand on heart and say Whip Gold has been abandoned truly for the year. They were the ones that got called at the beginning of the years and still needed, and I think I've still got about 10 of them. Oh, I don't know. I just, yeah. I haven't even looked at the October numbers because I'm like, I think I'm still about June. I've abandoned that, and then I've had to abandon. I was doing full coverage Fanatics. I think it was like colours every month at a colour. I had it all planned out. Yeah, I think again I got to about July. It was the Tour de France. Tour de France knocked me for six. I did all that. I really enjoyed doing that, but it just kind of threw everything off kilter. Yeah. So who cares? I'm stitching. So the other thing obviously I've been working on, and even but this is one that really has gotten a wee bit behind, is my Cartographica XL. Sorry, it's wedged in here. Let me just see actually, can I? Really, it's like, these Q snaps, right? I bought these Q snaps off of eBay. They are like Chinese. They're not called Q snaps. They're not the R&R. They're just, I can't remember what they're called. They're just like square frame, plastic square frame or something like that. Reasonable price, like not dead cheap, like come from direct from China or something like that. Brilliant. Tight as anything. Great. Much better than the R&R ones. So anyway, but they are quite hard to get on and off. So yeah, this is my Cartographica XL. Again, unfortunately, this is falling behind in its numbers as well. My plan is to get to 30% by the end of the year, which is 3,000 stitches a month. I'm a little bit behind, so I'm having to up it now to 4,000 stitches. So, and yeah, and a bit to get me up to that. But since I saw you last, I think I had completed like half of the compass thing. So this month I have just been, see how all these threads are just hanging down here, just hanging down. I have just been working them all in. So I'm just working them all in down to about here. So I've just got this little bit to do, and then I'll come back in and fill in and part them all back down there. I find that's quite a good, it's been really nice because I don't have to go hunting for the threads because they're already there. It makes, especially with this, it's quite time consuming, and then I feel I've made quite a bit of progress. Like say I'll just come in, fill in what I need to fill in, and then work down there. I think the next kind of page is around about here. So I'm just going to work down, and then kind of squish in around here. I want to do this, I want to get this out of the way because these are quite big. Once you get back over to these, it's quite nice. And then start squishing in there to bring that along. And then I don't know, then where do I go? Do I go down there? Or do I continue down the bottom? But then I don't really, yeah, I'm kind of like, I would rather work from the top up. Yeah. There it is there. So yeah. That's quite scary. That's only 30%. Well, it's only 26-something%. So yeah, I need to kind of get a bit of a shift on with that. But the reason why, and also the reason why I know July kind of screwed everything up. But I've also been doing a baby sampler for my daughter's friend who just had a baby. And my daughter been like, would you do Georgia a baby sampler for the baby Olivia? And I was like, yeah, of course. If you want me to do one, I'll do it. So I'm doing that. So, and it's one of those ones I was like, oh yeah, that's really nice. It's just little. Yeah, and it's like one of those that's taking a lot more time than I thought. Sorry, I'll just move this over. But I'm pleased with it. It's really nice. So this is the top half. I'll explain this in a minute. This is the top half, and then it doesn't repeat, but it's got another sunflowers there, and the name goes in the middle. She wanted to do a sunflower, she had a sunflower baby shower theme or something like that. So yeah, I thought this little fabric will do fine. And yeah, it's a bit of a snug fit. I wish I'd actually, I don't know why. I could have moved it over, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember why. But anyway, it's ended up over here. It does fit into a frame. This I've just sewn this bit here up because like it was to stop it fraying. It's gonna be snug, but it's looking quite good. But yeah, this was just off an Etsy store, putting baby sunflowers. Bingo, up it comes. So I'm doing that. My daughter's like, "How you getting on, mate?" I'm like, "I'm fine. She'll get it before she's one." Hopefully she'll get it. I was planning. I was like, "Oh, I'm on holidays because like, I'm off this week. I can get it done. We'll go over and take it out." No, I hope I'll get that done. It's one of those things that is, I like doing. Sometimes I like doing stuff for other people, but other times I don't. I'm very honest and say I don't. It's sometimes if it takes up too much my stitching time. But other times I don't mind. I've got and then my Lee's aunt, my husband's aunt, had messaged me during the week, and she was like, "Don't want to be cheeky, but are you gonna be able to do another two baby samples?" I did. His two cousins had babies. So I did them both a sampler for their little ones. And then they both, his cousin and his cousin's girlfriend, both got pregnant really quickly again. Brilliant. So there's another two kids. And I just haven't got around to doing it. So when she messaged me and I was like, big shit, so she was like, "Oh, they really love it." And I was like, "Well, in that case, how can I say no?" Because sometimes I don't know about anybody else, but sometimes you wonder. I mean, I love doing it. I love doing the process. I love giving people as a gift, if it's a baby sampler or a wedding gift or something. I'm happy to have done it. I'm happy to have given it as a gift. If they take it and then go, "Oh, that's lovely, thank you," and then shove it in a cupboard and never look at it again, I'm really not that bothered. That's if it's not their thing, it's not their thing. But and it's nice to hear that somebody did appreciate it enough that they would like another one for their other kids. I was like, okay, that's fine. It was also like, on one of the family chats, it was one of a niece. She was moving out with her boyfriend, and she was taking her little sampler that I'd made. She'd taken that with her, and I was like, holy crap, I'd forgotten I did that. It was like 20 odd years ago. But she'd always had it in her room, and she was taking it down to her new flat, and I was just like, oh, that's nice. That's nice that someone still appreciates it. Because I am very much kind of like, you take it away and do with it what you want. And be polite and just go, "Oh, lovely, thank you." Like, say if you don't like it. But I'm also quite limited as to what I tend. I'm sure most people, it's like, you're not gonna get a big piece off me. You're not gonna get a big, like, oh, you don't, I'm like, no. It's like, it's a limited time frame of how long to do. I feel is needed. It should look effective but simple. Sorry, I've just decided to start coughing and spluttering all the way through. So what else have I been up to? Right, so that was the stitching for September. So for October, I'm just gonna work my cartograph, get this sunflower finished. Try and get that autumn finished. That's really it. And try and make a start if I get a chance to make a start in one of the two baby samples that I ordered fabric yesterday. Christ almighty, I was like, there was a girl and a boy. I thought, oh, I'll just get a nice bit. The first two were two boys. I did it on yellow fabric, and it was nice because I did it was like little flowers, and I did it on like greens and yellows and blues. It was really nice. I actually need to though message him and say, "I'm gonna send me a picture of what I actually did," because I can't remember how like I placed the stuff because for some reason I didn't take a picture. Uh, so I can't remember what it actually looks like. But I'm going to do the same pattern, but just change it up. One's pink and one's blue. But I'm trying to find pink fabric. Seriously, I'm just like, I just want some baby pink fabric. And just couldn't get anything that, I wanted. So I ended up I've got mint and green. So I thought, well, the mint and green would be good. I can do it in pinks and greens for the girl and the yellows and greens or whatever. aye, the yellows and greens and the blues will be fine for the boy. Will go nice on that. So that I might try and get that started. I was planning to start. I had one new start planned for this month, but yeah, that got a bump, which was for my dog Rosie. It's a birthday. It's the ink circles a dog's declaration. But never. That's just gonna get shelved for a bit. I think that was only stash. Oh, that's a lie. I did buy some. I bought the fabric for that. I bought some offcuts from cross craft. Sorry, they're just sitting here because they just arrived in the post. I'm a total brain fart. They sell the CXC cross craft. Yeah, cross and crafts. Yeah, see. Really boring. 28 count is count. Because she was doing some offcuts and there was one giant big piece on it and I was like, I'm having that. I'm having that because I'll tell you why I'm having that. Because I won a giveaway. No, it was maybe about a month or so ago. I won a giveaway that was hosted by Coffee and Stitch for your Gita. Hello, your Gita. And I won it. So, and the choice was a chart of your choosing from a website. I'm not even going to try and pronounce this website. It's the Lithuanian one. So I'm just not. It's not going to kill a complete language. But anyway, I went on and had a look and I picked this one. And it, because I had seen this one. Afterwards, I realised I had seen this one on your Gita's channel. She has also, I can't remember if she's started it or she's planning to start it, but I was like, whoa, what is that? I love it. So it's called Silk. I think it's Silk Queen. And it's just stunning. I might crop it slightly. I might take a little bit off the top and a little bit off the side. I feel like I don't really know all the trees, but it's Mahusa. But yeah, so I got some easy kind fabric and I was like, yeah, that'll do that. That's great. I don't know when I'm going to start it. I'll have it in there for next year. But I thought at least if I get fabric, then the urge takes me over. I can start it, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm very excited. So I got that. Now I just picked up another bit of these account just in case it was it, just to have a look for next year if there's any other new starts to start. Bought that. Too many ums. Yeah, so I think that's it for stitching wise. Oh no, see, forgot. I also picked up another chart from Counting the Stars, which is on Etsy. Beck's at Counting the Stars, and I'll probably picture it here. It's called Christmas Beauty. Someone I had saw someone, she had one called Autumn Beauty, and I'd seen it on Instagram. I was like, oh, what's that? And then for the Christmas, I was like, oh yeah. And she has lots of nice stuff. Sorry, I'm going to send you down a rabbit hole. She has lots of nice stuff. I've got a few bits and pieces. Really reasonable price. Really, really reasonable price. So yeah, I bought that. And so that's it. Sorry, I'm about that's it for stitch and stuff, I think. I've started a new knitting and a new crochet thing. But I have to finish my sock first. One sock. And I'm nearly, where am I at with this one? I'm getting there with this one. I really need to get a move on with it because it's getting dog walking boots time. Yeah, so I'm like halfway up the foot with this one. Yeah, you see. So yeah, but halfway up the foot with this. Again, plan is to do a little bit every day on this week and try and get that finished because yeah, I could actually really do with wearing them. So I did that, and also I'm trying to not fall down into the let's have lots and lots knitting stuff. Never know. So the other thing I started though was a crochet blanket, and I'll put a picture of that here. Again, I bought this off of Etsy. I saw it, and it looks. I really like it. I really like the colours in it. I'm changing the colours up. That's all pinks. I'm doing blues and greens, kind of teals. I bought the pattern, and oh my god, the instructions. She's got like pictures for everything. Like it's like an idiot's guide as to how to crochet this, and you can just, even if you didn't know how to do the stitches, like go onto YouTube and here's how to do the stitches. It's really straightforward. I get back to me in a minute. So I made a start in this. So, but just for, yeah, that's how I do. Oh, look, so it's not going to be that way. Yeah, so one row is taking quite a while. Oh, I've just dropped my stitch marker. Not good. No, let's go back in there, isn't it? Right, so that's that. So we're going navy, and then the next colour up is this petrol. Is this petrol? Is this dirt? Yeah, this is petrol. And then I think I've just put, yeah, we've got petrol. And then instead of the gold, I'm going for mid brown. This is all Women's Institute fabric off of Hobbycraft. They had a 2 for 3, 3 for 2, 2 for 3, 3 for 2 sale on the thing. So I got it all, like, so because I had to buy quite a lot. And I was all reasonably priced. So let's do that. And I made a start. I wasn't planning to make a start on it, but I had a day to myself, and I was like, okay, I really need a day to actually, because I'm not a crocheter really. I've done like a couple of projects. I was like, I need to go back onto YouTube, find out what I'm doing, I start the thing again, and get into a kind of point where I know what I'm doing with it. And that's where I'm at. I've done a couple of rows, so I can set it down now and pick it back up. And when I go to pick it back up, I'll remember what I was doing. The same with, sorry, I'm rummaging around in the bottom of my bag. This is, not that, that was my little, yeah, I did a little test piece to see how, see if I could actually remember how to crochet. This is cow, so I just done some, this is Aurora double knitting. I think this was just, I think this was off of Hobbycraft as well. James C. Brett Aurora. I just thought that was just lovely autumnal colours. So I'm doing this. That's my first time using, what do you call it, a circular needle. Yeah. I use double pointed needles for socks because I just watched a YouTube video, and that was what I think it was Caroline at Ever Off the Grid Needleworks. I followed her tutorial for the socks, so I just did it in double pointed needles. I just did, and I really don't have a problem with them. I don't know. But this is from Some Plain Stitches. And it's a tutorial, just a wee YouTube tutorial she had on. So it's a whatever 3-4 inch circular or something like that. So I've done a couple of rows. I think it's a wee rib. It's just on the rib. I did take a note where it was at on the rib, because that, again, this is just a pick it up. I wanted to start it because I couldn't remember how to cast on or do anything. Like, I don't do it enough, you know. It's like I don't knit enough to remember how to do stuff in between. I do remember how to like cast on. It's like I learned as a child. But I don't do it enough. It's like, oh my god. So those two are in the bag, ready to be picked up. I'm going to get those socks finished because I really need to go socks finished. Right, 25 minutes and I've waffled on, quite frankly, enough. Life stuff. Yeah, I'm off from work this week. I'm just on holiday. I just was like, I want a week off. I'm gonna take a week off. It was like, you going anywhere? I'm like, nope. Just my aim is not to go past the roundabout at the bottom of my road, so I don't go anywhere near my work. And I've just been at home. Like today, it's actually I've got a bit of time to myself. Quite happy. Just been pottering around at home, cleaning the house, and just doing stuff that you don't get a chance to do. And originally we were gonna maybe try and get away and do something, but Lee's in the process. He's changing jobs this week and that, so he's not really good. Didn't want to use holidays up, and yeah. So yeah, I've just been at home. Um, yeah, it's just nice not being at And yeah, last week I was meant to go and see. Last week was interesting. I was meant to go and see. I had an even. It was an evening with Lucy Worsley, and she is a historian, and she does like TV shows and things. And she's done some books on Agatha Christie, and she was talking about these books. It's in Glasgow. But really nice. Me and Paul go meet her up there. We'll go to that. Yeah, and that never happened. I got as far as I got on the train at the right time. I got the train, and then the train got stopped halfway up the route. We were just outside Corinning. We were halfway there. Yeah, sorry, they've cut all the power. There's a power outage. Okay. And then at this point, I'm looking at my phone going, the hotel's on fire. The station hotel. So, to put it into context, the station hotel and the train station are all one and the same building as such. But the station, the hotel part of the building has been derelict for years. It's been held up by scaffolding. It's a massive big hotel. It's just an absolute eyesore. It's been a bugbear of the whole of Ayr for years now. And then I mean, it's been held up with scaffolding because it's falling down. The train stations had to move further up the road and then like Portakabin. So we left at 5:35. Now the first calls into the fire brigade were at 5:37. So when we were sitting on that train, that building was on fire. So yeah, and it went up like a good one. It was properly on fire. So they had shut off all the power to all the trains. That were further up the track as such. Obviously, because they didn't really know what they had to cut off all the power because the hotel is like literally next to the train tracks, and yeah, don't really need that. And also probably because it was like, you know what I mean, it must just have been nightmares. Like, where you've got trains and they're not going to be able to get back into the station, and what do we do with all these people? So we had sat there, and then we sat there for a bit longer, and then we sat there. Okay, and the driver was really nice driving. He was just like, look, he's going, I don't really know what's going on either. He's like, but I'm going to have to shut everything down now because it's, we need to conserve what little power we've got left. So we had to sit there in darkness for a bit. That's fine. I had my Kindle. Luckily, my phone was fully charged and I had signal. I had my Kindle. I was good. I was chatting to everyone. I'm like, oh, what's going on? And then time went on, and you just still nothing. And then the police come on the train, and then the guy in the high vis jacket comes on the train. I'm like, oh, what's going on now? What's going on now? And I'm walking up and down, looking at the end. I'm like, oh no, I'm getting us off this train. We're about 300 or 400 yards outside the Corinning train station, and they were like, okay, you're just going to go off the train. So we lads at the front, off you go. Just walk up the tracks to be able to see the train station. Just don't touch anything. It shouldn't be live, but just don't touch anything. Okay, yeah, thanks for that. So off we went. I was like, thank God I was like dressed for an open night. I had my boots and my jacket and I went on. If I'd been going for a night out, I mean, if anything, God forbid, I'd been going for a night out and they were in heels, they would have been screwed because there's quite big chunky stones on the track. So off we went, single file up this road. I mean, we got into the train station. There was a woman where I'd obviously been waiting on someone. And she's like, I felt like I should give you a round of applause. I was like, it was like something out of a survival movie. We finally made it to civilization. So, needless to say, I never got to Glasgow. By the time it was happy, the show was, my pal's texting me going, I managed to email her tickets over because she was coming in from another time. And I had tickets. But they emailed her, she'd managed to get to the show. I was like, wait, quick and seek it. I was like, yeah. So yeah, and thankfully they had put on replacement buses, but we then had to wait like another hour because there was another train at the other side of the station coming from Glasgow. They were waiting for them to get off. They ended up the power was back on for that bit, so they got brought into the station, but they went to trips home. And at that point I was like, oh my god, my car, am I going to be able to get my car back? Is my car going to be okay? It was in the station car park. Thankfully the car was fine and they were letting people back in to get it, because I was more at this point, I'm thinking, that'll be fine, it's at the kind of other end of the station. I was like, but what if they close it all off? What if it's all cordoned off because it's not safe? And I'm like, I can't get my car. But thankfully I got my car back and got home and it was all fine. But I missed the bloody show. And it was annoying because it wasn't like I could just go and book it again and go and say another time it was one off. But anyway, I'm never going in the train to Glasgow again. This happened one time. Me and Neve we were going for lunch and we were going out for the day, and we got to Glasgow, and just as we got to Glasgow, they were like, "No, all the trains to air cancelled now." And we're like, "But we've just got off the train. What's happened?" And one of the train stations had gone on fire. Like literally, like 5 minutes after we went through it, it went up in smoke. Poof. And the shut just closed all the trains down again, and it was on. We couldn't get to air because it was just like before. And that was not the only time. Also, that I've had to go off a train going to Glasgow via a ladder. Once upon a time, many years ago, we had been going up. I was going to go and work in Devon for the summer, so I was getting the night train down to Devon. So we were going up. Me and pals going up. We were going to go for a couple of drinks before I got the train down the road, and yeah, the train broke down and nothing was happening. And then they pulled another train up next to us and put like a couple of ladders across. I'm just gonna shimmy across. Never get the train again. I'm cursed. So I did that. But I was back up in Glasgow. I managed to at least make it to Glasgow. What day were on Tuesday? I made it to Glasgow on Sunday there. Because it was the Great Scottish Run. So I was running the 10K, my sister was running the half marathon. I drove up, and again, it was like, I want to go to that subway station, and it's shut. The road's shut. And how do I get to it? And you have to go all the way around. I was like, shit me. Thankfully, I had suspicions that this would happen, that I would not get where I needed to get to. So I had to drive all the way back up the motorway and then round. Thankfully, I know kind of that bit of Glasgow. And I was like, okay, if I get on this road, I'm good. And I managed to get parked up. Whew, and ran round. Did my run. I was very proud of myself. It's very slow and leisurely. I'm not a speed freak. I just do it for the shits and giggles. It was quite fun. Up over the Kingston Bridge, over the motorway, the folk driving the motorway going, why is there a whole bunch of folk just like running up the side of the motorway? But yeah, it was good. It was warm though, too hot for me. I like it cold. And I waited, then I had to hang about. My sister hadn't even, by the time I finished, her wave for the half marathon hadn't even started yet. Then I hang about waiting her, and then again, she is a lesson. Why not to do the half marathons? She's like, yeah, but I don't feel well. I don't feel well. I wish I just done things. I don't feel well. It's like, never do it again, Claire. Never, ever. Just stick to what you're good at. I will never do a half marathon. I was halfway around that course. I was like, yeah, maybe a bit of training, I could do. No. The thought of like doing that, like getting to that finish line and then doing it all again and a little bit more. So I admire anybody out there that does any half marathons, does marathons. She's all absolutely nuts. And I just, no. But anyway, so on that note, I'm going to leave you, like, say, October. I think plans are going to be pretty simple. Get stuff finished that needs to get done and out of the way. And that's it. And, yeah. And I will see you all later.